Every gym owner is obsessed with more and cheaper leads, but it's not actually helping them to grow because in 2026, acquiring a new member for your gym is more expensive than ever. So, in this video, I'm going to show you the 4 streams that you can focus on so that you can sign up 15 to 25 new members every single month and not go broke in the process. So, in 2026, acquiring new members for your gym is more expensive than ever, and that is because paid ad cost has really shot up. So, what we need to do is we need to make sure we leverage multiple streams so that we can bring that cost of acquiring a new member down. That is called your CAC. And in a perfect world, we want your CAC to be as low as it can possibly be. And the way that we do that is we focus on 4 streams. We're going to focus on paid ads. We're going to focus on organic / your content. We're going to focus on your list, which is your old leads that you've built up over the years. And we're going to leverage referrals. So I'm going to take you through each one of these and show you by focusing on each one how it impacts your CAC and how we can lower it to a really good number. So let's start with paid ads. Paid ads are still going to be your number one source of acquiring new members, but in 2026, this is the thing that has become more expensive than it ever has, and it's going to continue to go up. Paid ads is always just crept up over time. It is never going to get cheaper. So for example, if you spend $3,000 on your ads and you generate 100 leads, that's $30 cost per lead. Now, in the paid ad world, what you're going to experience is about 10% of those leads are going to turn into members. So if you get 100 leads, you get about 10 new members from that. And I know that seems frustrating, but that's just the way it is. Just like how your member wants to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, but in reality, it's going to take them 6 months. So there's a difference between what you might want and what is reality. And the reason that this is the case, because I get frustrated with it as well, is because with paid ads, you have to think about human psychology. People are scrolling on Instagram or Facebook and your ad stops their scroll. And yes, they opt in, which means they have some level of interest, but that interest is on a big spectrum. Some people are genuinely interested, but other people, they were maybe just intrigued by it. They're tire kickers. They want to check it out, etc. Now on your end, you feel that everyone who opts in is like really interested in your gym, your program, etc. And so therefore it's frustrating when we can only turn about 10% of these leads into members. But if you just have the right expectations and understand that's okay, then you can focus on how do we improve these other areas that ultimately allow us to hit the numbers that we're looking for. So in this example, if we spend $3,000, we get 100 leads and we get 10 new members, it means it costs us $300 to acquire a new member. So from the paid ads, we spent $3,000 and we got 10 new members. What's important to understand is lowering your cost to acquire a client from paid ads directly can be very challenging. So if this is the only thing that we did, and in this example, our cost to acquire a member is $300, yes, there are things you can try to focus on in paid ads to drive that down, but I have found it's very challenging to do that and a lot of time. And the easier route is leveraging these next 3 streams because they cost you nothing. A little bit of time, a little bit of energy, but they cost you nothing from a monetary standpoint. And by focusing on these are how we can bring down your CAC. So let's talk about organic. First, let's define organic. These are the things that people are searching you on. So they go to Google and they type you in and they go to Google My Business. Maybe they go to your website or they go to your Instagram profile and they check out your content. And it's important that you're posting every single day so that you're relevant on your content. And maybe they send you a DM. So that is what I would classify as an organic lead. Now, with organic, you're going to get way less leads. Don't expect to get 100 leads from organic every single month, but the leads that you do get are going to be much higher intent because now think about the psychology of an organic lead. In a paid ad lead, you interrupt their day. In an organic lead, they are spending the time searching you out. They're going to your website. They're searching you out on Google. They're going to your Instagram profile and creeping on your profile. So they are spending time. And then if they opt in, now that's a much higher intent lead. So therefore, you should be able to convert about 20 to 30% of the leads that you get from organic into members. For the sake of this example, let's split the difference and let's call it 25%. So now let's go back to the top. We spent $1,000 on our ads. You get 100 leads directly from those. But now you also get 10 leads from organic. So 10 people, whatever, opt in through your website, send you a DM, etc. Now from these, we convert 25% of those leads into members. So we get 10 leads from organic times 25%, we get 3 new members from organic. So now let's look at what this shakes out to look like. We spent $1,000 on our ads. We got 10 members directly from our paid ads, but now we also get 3 members from our organic leads. So now we've signed up 13 total new members. Now your CAC has dropped. We spent $3,000. We divided by 13 new members. Now your CAC has dropped from $300 down to $230. But we can do even better. Now let's talk about your list or your old leads. So no matter how long you have had your gym open, you have some sort of leads list. Maybe it's small, maybe it's 200, 300, 400, maybe it's really large, 2,000, 3,000, 6,000. Okay, it really depends on how long you've been in business. But this is a list of contacts that you have collected over the years. Now, most gym owners, they do nothing with this. But with a little work, and most of this can be automated, you can reactivate these old leads and turn them into clients. Now, setting realistic expectations, you can expect about 0.5% of your leads to turn into members. I know that seems incredibly small, and it is, but this is just a volume play. And there are many factors at play, and I know it seems like it's not even worth it when you hear that number, but let me show you how this works in real life terms. Say you have 1,000 leads that you've collected over the years. And every given month, you send them some type of offer. This could be through email. This could be through text message. In my next videos, I'm going to show you how to leverage each one of these and go into detail on how you do it. This video is covering the theory so you can understand that by focusing on this, we can lower our cost of acquiring a client. So if you have 1,000 leads and you send them an offer, 0.5% means you should get 5 new members from those 1,000 leads. So what does this look like? Again, back to the top, we spent $1,000 on our ads. We got 10 members directly from paid. We got 3 members from organic. Now we also get 5 members from our old leads. So now in total, we get 18 new members. What does this look like? Now your CAC has dropped again. We spent $1,000 on our ads, but now we have 18 new members. So now it's dropped from $300 down to $167. But there's still one more stream that you can leverage, and that's referrals. Now, in my experience, gym owners, including myself, think that referrals is going to be a hot source of new members, but it's not. Occasionally, you can have these periods where you do get a lot of members, but on average, you should expect about 1 to 2% of the numbers of members that you have each month to give you referrals that turn into members. So for example, let's say you have 200 members at your gym. 1 to 2% of that should mean about every single month you're getting 2 to 4 new members directly from referrals. Now, in this example, I'm going to call it 3 again, just for ease of math. Now, for some gym owners, this can be a little bit higher if their results experience, if their referral process is really dialed in, but this is what I've seen on average. So for example, again, let's call this 3 new members from referrals. So now what does this look like? We spent $1,000 on our ads. We get 10 members from that. We get 3 members from organic. We get 5 members from our old leads. We get 3 members from referrals. So in total, we've signed up 21 total new members. Now your CAC has dropped yet again. $3,000 divided by 21 new members equals $143. So when we only did paid ads, we signed up 10 members and our cost to acquire a member was $300. When you focus on paid ads plus organic plus your old leads plus referrals, now you've signed up 21 new members and your CAC has dropped to $143. So in summary, paid ads is still going to be your best source of new members, but in 2026, it's more expensive than ever. And if you're relying solely on paid ads, your CAC might remain very high. But when you successfully stack on organic and old leads and referrals, we can bring down your CAC and get it to a place where now you're signing up 15 to 25 new members every single month. Now, in my next videos, I'm going to take you through each of these streams individually to show you how to set up and maximize each one. Now you have the theory about why we need to focus on each one. And in the next videos over the coming weeks, I'm going to show you how to do each one. Now, if you're a gym owner who's doing $20,000 a month or more and you want to install our N5 growth system into your gym so that you can maximize all 4 of these and you want us to do it for you, click on the link in the description, book a call with me. We'll chat, see if we can help you out.